As the dust settled after Nick Ball's victory over TJ Doheny, tensions flared online, with Naoya Inoue stepping into the conversation. The Japanese superstar wasted no time in calling out Ball, warning him to prepare for war ahead of their December fight. As discussions about a potential fight gained momentum, Hearn made it clear that he wasn't entirely comfortable with the matchup. He believes a potential fight between Naoya Inoue and Nick Ball would be a difficult challenge for the newly crowned WBA featherweight champion. According to him, Inoue's move up in weight will eventually expose size limitations, making it tough for him to dominate as he did in the lower divisions. However, he does not favor this matchup for Ball, as he feels the Liverpool fighter would struggle to win against a dominant 4-division world champion.
I don't like the fight for Nick Ball, but I like the fight. Do you know what I mean? I think, you know, Inoue at some point is going to move up the divisions and realise that he's not big enough. And I think, when I say I don't like the fight for Nick Ball, I don't think he wins the fight, but I think he's a very, very talented fighter, and I think he's a tough kid. And, you know, if you're Nick Ball, you're thinking now, you know, he's had solid paydays, and now he could have it off against Inoue. But Inoue's going to fight, what's his name, Cardenas. Then he's going to fight Akhmadaliev.
Is that definitely?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. We're just finalising that now.
However, not everyone agreed with Hearn's assessment. Speaking to the Second Sout, boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies pushed back, arguing that Ball remains a strong candidate for Inoue's next opponent. Now it looks like Ed's not happy because Nick Ball might be the next opponent, Davies remarked. He noted that while Ball has another fight ahead, if it's up to Turki Al-Sheikh, who is the man with the power right now, it looks like it's Nick Ball. According to Davies, I think Naoya is moving up to featherweight at least for one fight. Davies also highlighted the possibility of the fight taking place in Japan, as he debated the matter with colleagues over the weekend. Now, with talks of a potential fight against Inoue in December, the controversy surrounding Ball's actions has become a major talking point in the boxing world. Punch Drunk Boxing strongly condemned the incident, arguing that such actions should result in automatic disqualification. He believes this reflects a larger issue of favoritism in boxing, where top fighters receive leniency. He also asserts that Inoue would dominate Ball, emphasizing Inoue's accomplishments as a 4-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion.
Nick Ball kicking TJ should have been an automatic disqualification. This ain't the MMA. Huh? Now you know. Now you know at the A side is everything in the sport of boxing. Hey, yo, they just gonna be corrupted right in front of our faces, man. And now everybody want to talk about, oh, Nick Ball versus Naoya Inoue. Let me tell you like this. Naoya Inoue will kick Nick Ball's ass. He will kick your ass, literally. But see, this is what happens in the sport of boxing. When we sweep things under the rug, like we did with Gervonta Tank Davis and other fights before Gervonta Tank Davis. When we sweep these things under the rug, it just keeps on happening in the sport of boxing.
Showbiz the Adult referenced Gervonta Davis's history of rule breaking, including low blows, a shoulder strike, and even a knee in previous fights. He pointed out that the pattern of bending the rules continues in the sport, making it difficult to hold fighters accountable for misconduct.
It does remind me a bit with Gervonta Tank Davis with the attempted air bite of Lamont Roach, you know, doing his best Mike Tyson impression. Gervonta, though, you know, he hit low a time, he had a shoulder strike, he had the knee.
Nick Ball, however, does not seem concerned with the criticism. When asked about the incident, he dismissed it as an overreaction. He believes Doheny initiated the rough exchange by putting him in a headlock and holding on for too long, prompting him to retaliate. In his view, the backlash is exaggerated, and those calling for disqualification are merely reacting from a distance.
Cheeky, to be honest, I'm doing that to me, but cheeky, getting me in the headlock and keeping hold of me after the bell went, so it's a bit cheeky. So he done a dirty move on me, so I done one back.
Yeah, as I say, like a lot of people sort of calling online that it was disqualification for yourself. Didn't you have any response from that? From people saying that you should have been disqualified on round one?
Yeah, that's why they're online.
Promoter Frank Warren also downplayed the situation, arguing that Ball's reaction was a response to being held unfairly. He acknowledged that tensions were high, but maintained that the kick did not impact the outcome of the fight. When confronted with accusations of favoritism towards Ball, Warren brushed off the concerns, signaling that the matter should not be taken too seriously.
A kick, a knee from Nick Ball. Just me, for myself, flicking through Twitter, a lot of people calling it a Stonewall disqualification, sort of about A-side bias as well.
He was holding him around the neck, and he weren't letting go of him, and that's what happened. And yeah, he shouldn't have retaliated, but he did. But it was after the bell, and it didn't affect the fight, did it?
Yeah.
In any way.
Do you understand people's complaints though, saying that look, like that's been favourable to an A-side and to being favourable to the home fight and to the A-side?
No, I don't.
Now, despite his reservations about Ball facing Inoue, Eddie Hearn does not support calls for disqualification either. He believes a point deduction would have been fair, but does not consider the kick severe enough to warrant disqualification. He also noted that Doheny exaggerated the situation, suggesting that the referee handled it appropriately by allowing the fight to continue.
I don't think it's a disqualification, if I'm honest. Did they take a point? They didn't know? Yeah, I mean, he probably should have had a point deducted, but I don't think you can really disqualify someone for that thing. I mean, to be fair to Doheny, he sort of had a roll around, like football style, and then thought to himself, because TJ's a proper geezer, I think he thought to himself, I can't mug myself off here, I've got to get up. But you can't really, you got to be. The ref saw it though, didn't he?
Meanwhile, Naoya Inoue has been keeping a close eye on the controversy. He reacted to Ball's kick on social media, sparking a back-and-forth exchange between the two fighters. While Inoue initially made light of the incident, Ball took the opportunity to hint at a potential fight. Then came Naoya Inoue's response. He didn't just watch Nick Ball's fight, he made his thoughts clear on social media. Reacting to the Liverpudlian's controversial kick, Inoue posted on X, "That ball is funny, but don't kick it." The response from Ball, however, was immediate and direct. He fired back, "When you're ready to kick it at 126 pounds, let me know," signaling his willingness to face Inoue in the ring. Inoue, known for his calm but confident demeanor, didn't back down. He replied with a simple yet sharp message, "2 fists are enough for me." The brief but bold statement sent a clear message. He didn't need kicks to handle business in the ring, but Ball wasn't done either. In his final response, he kept the energy high, stating, "Let's make it happen and find out then." As the back and forth between Inoue and Ball grabbed attention, fans quickly jumped into debates on social media. Unsurprisingly, the majority leaned towards Inoue, given his dominance and skill set. Inoue obviously a favorite, but hell, I want to see this, one fan wrote, capturing the excitement. Another confidently stated, "Inoue is much more skilled, Inoue with a W." Meanwhile, others used Ball's recent controversy as fuel for their criticism. "Kick Ball, he won't win no matter how much effort he makes," one fan mocked. The online banter didn't stop at words. Some fans turned to memes, roasting Ball over his chances against Inoue. "Death sentence for Nicky Ball," one tweet read, making it clear that many saw this as a mismatch. The ridicule continued with another user declaring, "Nick Ball is food for Naoya Inoue." Punch Drunk Boxing also didn't hold back in mocking Nick Ball's exchange with Naoya Inoue on social media. According to him, Ball completely missed the sarcasm in Inoue's post, where he subtly referred to him as Kick Ball. He pointed out that even after translating Inoue's words, Ball still didn't grasp the meaning. To Punch Drunk Boxing, this was just another example of fighters rushing into online callouts without fully understanding what's being said.
It was already dirty from the start. And yeah, there's gonna be people out there like Frank Foreman that say, yo, he had him by the neck and stuff like that. And yeah, man, little pussy, but to get kicked in the hamstring, and yo, y'all know how it feels when you get your hamstring injured. Yo, you ever had your hamstring when it cramps up in the middle of the night? Athletes know what I'm talking about. The athletes know what I'm talking about. When your hamstring cramps up in the middle of the night, that shit wakes you up. Oh! You can paralyze everything, yo. It paralyzes you, get to the floor, it paralyzes. That's the worst.
Despite the online teasing, Nick Ball and his team remain eager to face Inoue. Speaking after his fight, Ball made it clear that he's tired of hearing Inoue's name and wants the fight to happen as soon as possible. According to Ball, the quicker the bout is set, the better, as he's eager to move past the discussions and prove himself in the ring.
Everyone will ask you about Inoue. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh went on Twitter Spaces yesterday and spoke about Inoue fighting in Saudi in December. If timelines match up, that would make sense for yourself to be If Inoue is going to be in Saudi, that you want it to be against yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's speaking about his name's time to do me head in, to be honest. Yeah. So the quicker the fight's made, the better.
Ball's coach Paul Stevenson shares the same enthusiasm. He believes this is the perfect time for Ball to take on Inoue, arguing that waiting too long could result in a missed opportunity. According to him, many fights in boxing get delayed for too long, either never happening or losing their appeal. Stevenson sees Inoue as both a financial and competitive opportunity, one that Ball should seize while he is at his physical peak. He is convinced that the timing is right and there's no reason to wait.
Nick's coming up to his physical prime. He's world champion, or there's another potential world champion, or certainly a challenger in Inoue at his weight. Who brings a massive amount of money to the fight, you know what I mean, which for Nick, and more importantly, a massive challenge for Nick, who wants to fight the best. And why wait till you're 32 when you're Nick Ball, who's young and fresh and dangerous? Why wait? Just I think no. Let's go for it.
Promoter Frank Warren also acknowledged the growing discussion around the fight, but took a more measured stance. While he confirmed that discussions were happening, he emphasized that nothing was guaranteed. According to him, Inoue's preferred option for December is Nakatani, but if a deal can be made for Ball, they will push for it. However, if negotiations don't work out, Warren is prepared to move on and focus on other fights for Ball.
Inoue wanting to fight in December. He said his preferred option was Nakatani, but do you think that Nick Ball could fit that spot for December in Saudi?
Look, we can make it, we will. If we can't, we can't, and we'll get on to doing, you know, we'll make other fights for it. Yeah. I mean, we want the fight. That was the fight we all talked about. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Despite Warren's balanced stance, most fans and analysts see a clear favorite in this matchup. The fans' general sentiment is that Inoue would be too skilled for Ball, with many already predicting a one-sided contest.
Right then, what do you guys think about a possible fight between Nick Ball and Naoya Inoue? In my opinion, I think it's not even that close, and I think Naoya Inoue is gonna be too good for Nick Ball, and I feel like Nick Ball will be walking onto counters all night, if I'm being honest. I think Inoue is just a different kind of slick fighter, and Inoue, in my opinion, has got the best boxing IQ in boxing right now. I think he's a dangerous matchup for Ball. I think Ball does too much of the same thing. He's relentless, he is Nick Ball. He's difficult to keep off.
I feel sorry for Nick Ball. He's standing at 5'1", got arms like a T-Rex, heart of a lion, is an aggressive fighter, and he will fight to the death. But the reality is he will get beamed at 126 by everyone else. He's an easy win.
However, one experienced voice in boxing has a different perspective. Carl Frampton, a former world champion turned boxing analyst, sees things differently. Speaking to TNT Sports, Carl believes that Nick Ball's aggressive style could pose serious problems for Inoue and even create nightmares for the Japanese superstar. Frampton further elaborated on his stance, highlighting the challenge of moving up in weight. According to him, fighters who chase multiple divisions eventually hit a limit, and he questions whether Inoue can go much further beyond his current weight. He believes Ball's relentless pressure and physicality could make things extremely difficult for Inoue, making this fight far more competitive than people expect.
I genuinely think he has a very, very good chance of beating him. I knew he's obviously would be coming up in another weight division, and you know that's the problem with guys that are multi-weight. There's a ceiling for you at a point. I don't think Inoue could go much further than probably feather, maybe super featherweight possibly, but styles make fights, and it's a bit of a cliche and an old saying, but Nick Ball's style gives Inoue nightmares. I think, genuinely believe that, and I think he could win that fight.
As speculation about the fight grows, the back and forth exchanges between Ball and Inoue have only fueled more interest. Inoue's sarcastic jab about Ball's kick and Ball's eager response has turned this potential fight into a must-watch event. According to many observers, the build-up alone has been entertaining, and if the fight gets signed, it could become one of the biggest matchups in the division. And that wraps up our breakdown of the potential showdown between Nick Ball and Naoya Inoue. Will Ball's aggressive style give Inoue nightmares, or will Inoue's precision prove too much for the Brit? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay tuned for more exciting boxing content right here. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.